desire, pursuit, and acquisition of power. Power is at the root of ego. Ego is like the house. All the activity that goes on inside that house has to do with the pursuit, desire, pursuit, and acquisition of power. Interestingly enough, though, power is actually represented by the female. The female is the actual representation of power. She represents power. If indeed, when you look, rather, not if, but when you look at our interaction with each other as males and females from very young, and throughout our lives as males, what we do is our power, the way it is, we are perceived with actual power, is not if we have money for money's sake. Not if we have nice things for nice things' sake. Having money, having things, generally tell people, consciously or unconsciously, that that person has, that man, that male, has the potential ability to acquire a woman or and women. I often tell the story that when me and some of my cohorts, when I was a teenager, we would go to the mall here in Atlanta. It was Lenox Mall back then. Still is Lenox, but it was different. And when we would go to the mall, we would a lot of times pretty much bet that who could get the most numbers, who could pull the most girls. And the guy that could pull the most girls, and particularly if he's pulling not just the most girls, but the quote unquote finest girls. That guy that did that, particularly if he did it consistently, but if he was just doing it and he did it consistently, especially, that guy was looked up to by his peers. He was looked up to by his peers because he could get girls. Not to mention, if that same guy could get girls, or any guy could get girls, not just that, it was really something if he could get sex, if he was getting sex. The guy that was getting the sex, his peers didn't just look up to him, they wanted to be him. His power was in his ability to get girls, to get sex. The girl is the symbol of power and his ability to master her, acquire her. That gave him the perception of having power. So if you get a Ferrari or a Porsche, or Lamborghini, we know socially that women generally like nice things. And certain things. Trust, car companies know this. The Ferrari, and I think the Porsche especially, and maybe the other exotic cars, they did design studies as to how to attract the woman, females, psychologically. And they put it in their designs. In the design of the Porsche, the Lamborghini, especially the Porsche, in the design is supposed to have a woman actually unconsciously see a penis. Yeah.